All right, welcome back to the Repurposeful Farmer channel. Today, I'm going to be building a do-it-yourself waterer for the chickens. So I already have a couple of these made that I've been using in the big chicken coop, but today I want to make one for my son's chicken coop. He's decided to raise his own chickens this year, so I built him a coop out of a bunch of repurposed materials and pallet wood. I can show a picture of that or a couple pictures of that here, but yeah, you'll be working on your own water, just using, this is a food grade pail that I got at a local bakery. They just give them away after they're done using them for icing and that sort of thing. So I know it should be safe for the chickens to drink out of. I've actually used pails like this to collect maple sap, to make maple syrup. And I've had a few extras of these. So zero cost to start. And then I've got some of these poultry nipples that I'll screw into the base here. And that's all you really need. All right, so here's everything I need. These are just side mount poultry nipples. I'll put a link in the description below so you can find those. But it calls for a 11/32 drill bit. And since I don't have that and I don't want to spend the money, I'm going to use the 5/16 drill bit, just a tiny bit small, but I find these sorts of containers are pretty flexible, and as I screw this in, it should tighten nicely. You want to be careful not to over tighten. You could crack the casing there, and it could leak. But yeah, pretty simple process. Measure a hole about an inch, or measure about an inch up here. Drill a hole, and we'll go from there. All right, now I'm just kind of estimating, where three sides go. You really need, for 5 chickens that my son has, you really only need 2 of these probably. I'm going to put 3. I like them to be able to find it easily. Just making 3 little points here as I go around, trying to average these last 2 out. That should work nicely. If they're kind of closer to each other on one side, I'll have that facing out from the door so I can find it more easily. Let me switch it to drill mode here. I'm just going to use some of this seal tape here. You just put it around the threads and then screw it in. It's pretty easy. I always have a bit of trouble getting this started. Once it gets started, then it's pretty easy. I remove some of that debris so it seals nicely. I find I don't have to, if I use this plumber's tape, I don't have to use any silicone or anything like that. It actually seals up really well. It's just getting it started that can be kind of tricky, especially when the hole's not quite big enough. There we go. But like I said, the bucket's pretty thin walled, and so it's pretty flexible. And I find I can get a nice, even with a bit just being a tiny bit small, I actually find I get a pretty good seal. There we go. 2 more to go. The last one, nice and tight here. There we go. And then the one last thing you want to do is just drill a couple of holes in the lid. so that it doesn't vacuum seal. If it vacuum seals, water won't come out of the bottom. I found that out the hard way a few times now, and I have to remember, make sure I put the vacuum or the holes in so it doesn't do that. And just 2 small holes should do it. There we go. All right, let's test it out. That's pretty good. So the idea is they peck at that little nipple there. They drink as it comes out. A little bit falls down, but for the most part, they're pretty good about that. Leak proof, good to go. All right, so here's the coop that I built this spring for my son. Again, mostly it was all made of old deck boards that we had taken on a project on our house. The siding came from extras from our house, got resided. You can see it matches over there. This is all kind of repurposed materials. I had to spend money on shingles, and I think that's it. And some exterior plywood for the doors, but that's pallet wood, the free pallet wood around the outside. I had some hinges left over from another project. You can see they don't fit that perfectly, but that's what this is though, repurposing what I already have. I dumpster dove when the project was happening on our house. That was a cutoff. Hey chickies, you ready for your new waterer? Let's see how this works. All right, we're gonna test this out here. Yeah, remove the old one. They've been drinking this pretty fast and it gets kind of dirty. These waterers need to be up a little bit higher. There's a block I found in the woods. All right, Micah, try it out. Can you lift it all the way up there? All right, they're gonna have good clean water to drink out of that now. Let's test it out. Why don't you give it a test? Okay. See if water comes out of it. That'll be good. When they get back up here, we can show them how to use it. Sometimes you have to teach them a little bit, let them see that there's water there, and then look at that. Look how quick they learn. There they go. Good job. Clean water, no messing in it, and it cost me $0 because all the things I used were left over from other projects and such. There you go. All right, that's all from the Repurposeful Farmer. Remember, hit subscribe if you like what you see. You want to see more videos. Coming soon, I'm going to make that auto feeder for my chickens. It allows me to leave for a week and not have to worry about their food. With those waterers like we just made, I've got a couple of them in the big coop, one now in the small coop. Adding those auto feeders is a game changer. So I'll be making one of those soon. See you for now.